What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My birthday was a few days ago. Happy birthday, me. And I decided to treat myself a little bit since I've been a little down in the dumps lately since my leg doesn't work. So I bought more stuff for my Hicapa from LA Airsoft. Let's go over those parts real quick. We got the LA Airsoft or LACapa Rainbow Tornado Barrel. These are aluminum. These are really nice finish on these guys. Super shiny. And then at the tip we have the LACapa Customs thread adapter. I've already gone ahead and Loctited it with some blue thread locker, so it's not coming off. And then underneath, threads for a tracer whenever I need to do that. These also come with stabilizing O-rings, which is super cool. We'll throw that together and see how well that works. Next, we're going with we have a Rainbow LACapa Customs grip safety. And then we have the Rainbow LACapa Customs magwell. We have, the LACapa Customs. I don't know. So these online, they're called firing pins, but this is the valve knocker reset is what this is. This resets your valve knocker every time you shoot. And then we have the LACapa Custom disconnector. We have the thumb safeties, also in Rainbow. We have their valve knocker. We have an AIP thumb rest slide stop combo. We have a cow fiber optic front sight. We have 9-ball Rainbow grip screws. And we also have, this one was from Airsoft Junkies, but this is the Airsoft Masterpiece Infinity QB hammer. If you recall in one of my other Hicapa videos, this is like my favorite hammer ever. So we'll see if this hammer works in junction with the LACapa parts. Specifically, if the sear and everything works with, oh, actually, it should be fine, just thinking about it. But yeah, we'll test this out, make sure this works. If not, then we have to go with the LACapa hammer that I have to buy. But I'm also planning on getting the LACapa frame, so we'll really see if the Airsoft Masterpiece hammer works in that frame. But yeah, let's get started. We're gonna get started. Let's work on the slide. Alrighty, let's begin. Let's take off our slide. And move the frame out of the way. Let's pull out our recoil spring. And then our barrel setup. We can dump the stock plastic barrel. This is super easy. Normally you'll just stick this in and you're done. But we're gonna add these spacers so that the barrel, or the inner, I should say, the inner barrel stays nice and stable inside the Hicapa, or the outer barrel. And I've never done this before, but I'm assuming you just kind of spread them out like so, and then it pushes all of them back. I wonder if I have I wonder if I have to give them a little lube so that they slide into the outer barrel better. Now this could very well just not work and then we skip it, but yeah, the O-rings, they're too big. So I'm kind of confused on how these are supposed to go in to the outer barrel. Maybe we'll try all three at the front like this and just kind of try to kind of force them in first. Sure. Let's go with that. And then the only other thing we're changing on the slide is going to be the front sight. So this front sight was a little loose when I put it in. So what I'm going to do is real quick off camera knock that out, and then we can put the new one in. Okay, I got the old one out, and then I went ahead and pushed the new one in. These cow ones slide in pretty easy because they're meant to be held in with the set screws. So when you got your front sight set nice and centered, you're going to take the smallest Allen key on planet Earth and you're going to tighten those 2 screws down. Now, I don't think it will, but if these screws ever decide to come loose, then it's probably a good idea to put a little bit of blue thread locker underneath so that they stay nice and still sturdy while you're shooting. But I've never had that issue with these sights, so I'm just going to leave it. And if I have that problem in the future, I will deal with it then. And then we're going to decide what color we want for our fibers. I'm personally going to go with green. I think green looks the best, personally. It's just easier to pick up. So if you've never done fibers before, what you want to do is stick in one end first. I like to do the part that you're looking at first. So we'll stick this in. Actually, what we can do is you can do it completely out of the slide. So take your lighter or heat gun or whatever, torch, whatever you have, and you're going to heat up the end. You don't want to be too close or it'll do way too much. So little melty melt, and that gives you a little, if I can pick that up, it's going to focus, hopefully. It's going to mushroom out a little bit so that it doesn't fall or just go straight through the sight. So once you have that little tip mushroomed out, you'll stick the fiber in like so. And now from here, you have to cut it, and I will grab something to cut it with. You won't want to cut it flush with the sight. You want to leave a little bit. So you want to leave like a millimeter of fiber. And from there, you heat up this end. This side doesn't have to be very pretty because you're literally not gonna look at it, but all good. Okay, now from here we can put our slide back. We'll put our outer barrel and hop up unit in. That is, if they fit together. Yep. What is going on here? Okay, so it was a little tight going in, but should be fine once we put it together. I don't think that'll cause any issues. Put our recoil spring back in. Okay, got that all fixed. The O-rings were actually giving me a kind of an issue with letting the barrel or the outer barrel center itself inside the frame. So I took those out and actually just did a little wrap of electrical tape on the barrel, and that is working just fine. So I'm going to stick to that. But after that, our slide is complete. So let's move on to the mid-frame. Okay, so moving on, just like how we did this last time, we're going to take out our hammer spring housing. Boom. We're going to lift our grip safety up, and then we're going to pull out our leaf spring. Now from here, we're going to take off our grip screws that we're no longer going to be using. And then we're going to take out that last support screw at the front of the trigger guard. That screw comes out, and then our frame lifts up. Now from here, we can set our grip aside. Here, we're going to lift our safeties up. The right side will come right out. Then your left side, when you pull this off, make sure you have your hand cupped at the back here because your spring and detent will fly out the back. So just make sure you catch it. And move that safety. Now there's one Phillips head screw right here. Actually, from here, your grip safety comes out. And actually, let's just take out the detents and the springs so we don't lose them on accident. So we know where they are. We'll keep those to the side. We'll take out that last Phillips head screw. And then the side plate of the hammer housing will come right off. Now the hammer can lift out, your sear can lift out, and the disconnector can lift out. Real quick, I'm gonna give these things a little quick scrub down with a paper towel. Just get that residual grease out of there, and then we'll be right back. Okay, let's start on the half of the hammer housing where our knocker and our valve knocker reset are. Now the way these guys work is if your knocker is forward, let's say it just let off a BB, your slide's going to come back, it's going to hit this, and your knocker will pull back. This is how semi-auto works in these guns, for them pretty much. So when you shoot again, knocker goes forward, and then when the slide comes back, dink. So what we're looking for is smooth operation of both those parts when we replace them. What we're going to do is take off these little spring here. We're going to remove our knocker, and then you'll see a small Phillips head right there that will unscrew. And then this side will lift up. Be very careful because your knocker reset is under spring tension. So I would recommend cupping your hands over it again so you don't lose the knocker or the reset or the spring underneath. Now from here we can put our knocker or the knocker reset off to the side, save the spring. You're going to set the spring inside of its channel, and then you're going to take your new reset and push that spring down until it gets into its little seat there. And now we're going to put this half that we unscrewed earlier back over top, and with it just like that, make sure the reset goes up and down smoothly. This one is a little tiny drop of oil, doesn't hurt. And this knocker reset also has a channel for oil to go in and out of, which is really, really nice. Okay, from here we're going to replace that screw. Nice and tight, you don't want that unscrewing. A little blue Loctite also would not be a bad idea. Now we're going to take our spring, and one side of our spring, let's see if I can get it in focus here. has a little hook that's going to hook onto this tab right here, so that just like that. And then we will take our new knocker, we'll put it onto the spring, push it forward, and then you should hear, okay, hold on. Okay, once you finagle it back in there, we can test if it works. We'll push the knocker forward, it'll lock, and then you hit the reset, and it goes back. Nice and smooth. And then we'll add just a little drop of oil. You never want to like drench any of your parts. You usually want to make sure that they're going to operate nice and smooth. Okay, we'll set this half aside. Moving on to the other side of the frame, the first thing we're going to do is take a tiny bit of lube again and just get a little dab on this side of the hammer housing. Not a lot, like I said, you don't want to drench it. And then we're going to take our disconnector and we're just going to set it right in there. Next we're going to take our sear that came with the hammer, and with the side of with the post on it and the point facing backwards, like so, it's going to go into this little hole, just like that. Next we have to put together our hammer, and the way that this works, and let's say this is the part of the hammer that's, oh sorry, let me get it in frame, that'd be smart. Let's say this is the part of the hammer that's facing forward towards the gun. You want to take your, what are these called? Hammer strut. You're going to go to this back hole here with the bend facing forward. You'll take the pin that this came with, and stick it in. Once you get that pin in with about 10 minutes of hammering, because Airsoft Masterpiece tolerances are super tight, then you're left with this. And now we can insert onto the post in the frame here, just like that. From here we'll give a couple drops of lube inside here, just so everything again moves nice and smoothly without overdoing it. We'll take the half that we pull out, the other half of the hammer housing here, and hook it in to the front and line everything up. So far I can already tell our sear is working, which is great news. So we'll push up on the sear so the hammer goes forward. Good. Then we will screw in our Phillips head screw. And then let's put back in our detents. Both detents are different. So the front one is the smaller one that'll go in first, then the spring, and then the big one. Next, we'll put in our grip safety, just like that, and it looks like it slides in and moves freely, no problem. Now from here, this is the annoying part. The way I like to do it is I'll stick in the left side, and then we'll grab something real tiny like a Allen key, and we'll push that detent back while pushing the safety in towards the frame. So just like this. That's all good. Now from the other side, we should be able to just stick our safety in like that and push it down until it engages. Nice thing about these LACapa safeties is there is a screw that goes in. Oh, put you in frame. There's a screw that goes in on this side, which makes it nice and stable. Need a flathead, pretty small one too. And then these will screw together. One problem that plagues Hicapas is one of the safeties getting loose and then it being just flopping all over the place. So it's really cool that the LACapa ones have these screws. The screw, I don't know if any other company does that, so if they invented it, that's sick. Like, that's really, really cool. Really, really nice touch. Then, moving on, we're gonna add our grip. Okay, let's put these pieces together, just like I showed you guys in the last video. Set this guy down like that. We will put in our new grip screws. Why would they be magnetized? That'd be stupid. Screw that side in. Screw this side in. And then we'll screw in where did I put it? There it is. Our front screw. Okay, it does fit there. Now we'll put in our hammer, spring, our hammer spring. And then from here, we can add our mag well. You hook on the front, pull back, and then you put in the pin, just like that. Oh, until it's flush. Pretty good fit, the mag well actually on this grip. Guys, I'm really dumb. I forgot the leaf spring. Remember guys, when I said that my brain has less wrinkles, or yeah, less wrinkles than the average human, I meant it. But now that I have the leaf spring in like it's supposed to, everything is checking out. Just fine. But let's put our slide back on and do a quick little test fire. So we'll add in our new slide stop as well, plus thumb rest. Very smooth, very, very smooth. Nice, this should work great. No BBs, I actually forgot. Let's tighten down the screw for our hop-up chamber. Nice and tight. That is wicked. Big fan of how that feels. It is a little dry, so I'm going to need to clean and relube the slide a little bit, but this is part 2 of or my Hicapa build, I should say, not ours, this is mine. The next thing we're going to do is get an actual rainbow trigger so it matches. We're going to get the LACapa mid-frame. We are going to get a new grip that we will stipple, and then I'm going to get an aluminum rear sight, and that's pretty much everything. Oh, and a mag catch. That's pretty much every part. The only stock Marui part after that would just be springs and stuff inside the hammer, and those little detents, which can be replaced, but why would I? But yeah, I'm very happy with where we are currently. Awesome, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. If you haven't already, please hit subscribe if you want to see the next part of this Hicapa build series. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one.